What is going on, all-terrain nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or these badass mother effing Fords we all like to drive, this is your all-terrain nation, presented by, or I guess Ford Talk Live, presented by White Knuckle Off-Road Products. That's right. All they want you to do, I say it every week, but all they want you to do is go to their website, check out their rock sliders, and that's it. If you like it, you think they're a great deal, buy them. I get nothing from it other than the fact that they sponsor the show for the year, which is I'm going to have to talk to John and Natalie. The show, they've almost ended sponsorship. They're weeks away from ending that. And two people in the background there, I may have to reach out to for title sponsorship of this show because, well, you guys seen the comments. You know who's coming. We got Man, Kelly's not here to keep me in the line. We've got Mountains2Metal, Nick with Mountains2Metal, and Luke with Lifestyle Offroad because it's Black Friday. What, a week and a half away, something like that, man. The deals are about to roll, and I think they have their deals already rolling. So I want to say hi to everybody very quickly. And we will go to there. We have Nurse AJ is in the house. Destination Bigfoot Bronco, Eric Jefferson, Al Keone Ford, Gene 1969, who Gene and Gia were just over with our buddy with pickup truck plus SUV talk was over there. Bug Guy, Bryce is in the house, Jonathan's in the house, Valley Dude 5000. Let's see who it's the Honest is in the house, my fellow Bengal fan, who though I think Honest is a little down on my Bengals right now. He's upset with him, but we have a cast full of characters in the house. Justin Zimmerman, speaking of characters. Mark King said he's gonna have to watch later. But what is going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a hell of a Monday. I am. It's drink number 2 for Dave, so just remember that tonight. And Kelly's not here, so yeah. So just remember. But I do hope everybody's having a great Monday, and it's fall season's here. It looks like up north, maybe you guys are actually starting to get into winter. But here in Middle Tennessee, 70 degrees today. 70, man. It was sunny. It was nice out. Just needed a hoodie in the morning, and I was happy about it. And I know my buddy Steve P, wherever he's at, if he's in here, he's in Arizona, and he's probably not even, he's like 70. Oh, that's kind of cold. But anyways, this is Ford Talk Live, and we got to talk some Fords. I've got some news later on we're going to talk about with the Bronco Ranger and Ranger Raptors. You're going to want to stick around if you have an order. I did a video on this, but we're going to want to talk about that a little bit. But first off, we have to talk to two men of Broncos. We have Mr. Luke with Lifestyle Offroad and Mr. Nick with Mountains2Metal, and Nick's got a co-host there. What's going on, Nick? I mean,
this is my dog, Jupiter.
Jupiter, what's up, buddy? He's like, don't mess with Dad. I'm protecting him. Jupiter, you're blocking the logo, though. Dad's not going to be happy about that. There's no extra treats for blocking the logo.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, how you been, buddy? It's been a minute.
I'm doing good, man. Hanging in there, getting ready for the holidays, trying to get some new products rolling.
I hear there's something coming that I'm going to have to talk to you about a little bit later because I hear it's something cool. Something I've been holding off, something I was kind of hoping Lifestyle Off-Road was going to make, and they haven't made them just yet. Or if they have, I haven't seen them. But Luke, how you doing, man?
Good. How have you been?
What is this fancy office you're in, Luke? You look professional, man.
I need stuff on the walls, but I'm getting there. You can see one little remote control Bronco. I got to stop buying stuff for myself so that my family has stuff to give me for Christmas. So there will be more stuff up on the walls after Christmas.
Is this the old downstairs, your old art department?
Yeah, it looks.
Man, you've changed it.
Yeah, it's got a floor. That rug is just a hand-me-down. There's a couch behind me. It's official.
Man, and Nick looks like you're I don't know where you're at, Nick. You're like Bronco Central back there.
Yeah, this is my garage. So I got a little cave out here, put a TV out here, surround sound, and
just
some lights, and I can change those babies up. But yeah, I come out here and hang out. We'll come out here and watch movies and watch football and whatnot. And
speaking of football, what are you, a Panthers fan?
No, I'm a Browns fan, actually.
Browns? Oh God, come on, man! You can do better than that. How did a guy over on the East Coast become a Browns fan?
Yeah, well, I was born in Ohio, but I grew up in Eastern North Carolina.
All right, I can forgive you then. I was like, you got to be Ohio to be either a Bengals or Browns fan. There is no, I don't know anybody like a California guy goes, man, I've pulled for him since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Luke, who do you guys pull for over there in your neck of the woods for pro football?
I'm not a huge pro football fan, but it's a fight between the Vikings, the Bears, and Green Bay.
Okay.
It's most people are either Vikings or the Packers. The Bears not so much, or Chiefs. I guess there's a lot of Chiefs fans too. I don't know how I forgot about that. I mean,
They're easy to forget about. Super Bowl champs, you know.
Kansas City's only 2.5 hours away, so there is lots of Chiefs fans.
Oh, my buddy Ronald from the Nissan days is in the house, and I know Ronald is a big Vikings fan, which is crazy because Ronald's Hawaiian and he lives in Hawaii, and but we all choose who we choose. Who knows?
Yeah.
I know. Luke does like Iowa, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're a
yeah.
Jayhawk.
Iowa football and wrestling,
Yeah.
but
Which is weird. Like here in the South, wrestling is not a thing. We have wrestling. It's not wrestling. We have wrestling. Nick, I think it's a little that way over there too. But
Yeah,
I've always the northern schools, like they take wrestling seriously, man.
Oh
yeah.
Well, this is my son's second year and he's 5. So
Really, he's doing
Yeah.
wrestling.
yeah, he did wrestling last year, and this year he just keeps asking to do more and more tournaments. So
Wow,
he
That's
did
awesome.
one tournament and lost all 4 matches, and this year he just wants to do more. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, it's a fairly inexpensive sport. So you buy a
Yeah.
singlet and some shoes and go wrestle your friends.
Wait till he comes off the couch with like his sister and is in some kind of armbar.
We've already been there.
I guess while we're wrap up with sports, Nick, what is the big sport over there besides obviously you being a Browns
Well,
fan?
I grew up playing soccer, so that was my big thing. But
What
football's big around here as well.
what is soccer?
Well,
Wait, I have my Wrexham shirt on.
yeah, I
What am
know.
saying?
What's up with that?
No,
So-
dude, this TV show has made me like soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, man. To like see how these guys have impacted this town. Luke, have you seen the show at all?
Uh-uh.
Oh yeah,
It's
I've
on
seen it.
Hulu.
Ryan
Okay.
Reynolds is actually the keynote speaker at the Autodesk University, which
Mhm.
they make Inventor, which is what we use at the shop to design our parts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know how they got Ryan Reynolds, but he's supposed to talk at this event. I might try to watch it virtually, but I think
That's
that's
awesome.
kind of neat.
Yeah, Luke, this show, Ryan Reynolds and the dude from Sunny in Philadelphia bought this old team from over in Wales, and like they've turned this town around. Like them buying this team and all the notoriety they've brought to that area.
Like it's a real story?
Yeah, it's real.
Oh.
It's a docu-series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Hulu, and I'm telling you, it's worth. I binged it when I found it. I think there was like 15 episodes, and I did it in almost a day. I was like, I have to know what's going on here.
I think I've seen the first season. It was enjoyable to watch.
Well, season 2 is even better because like they really dig into the town, like how it's really making a better difference for the town. But that we're not here. We're football. Come on, guys. We're here for Fords. I guess it's another F. You know, we're here for Fords. But
Okay, got it.
it's in the queue now.
Yeah.
But I would think soccer's fairly big up in your area too, right, Luke?
Yeah, I actually run a U6 soccer program. So that's my kids play soccer and then my son does wrestling. So
Man.
we do soccer every fall and spring, and then winter is wrestling time. So yeah, soccer is pretty big here too.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm coaching a team as well. So we have last week of practices this week and last game Saturday. So that,
normally we've already been really cold and snow, so we try and end by now. But today was, well, what is it? It's still 50 degrees. Today was 65. So
it was 80 like 2 or 3 days ago. Now it's like in the mid 60s.
oh geez.
Yeah.
Yep. Next week for here, Middle Tennessee is all rain, so it's going to be fun. Eventually, that'll get to Nick and you guys.
Yeah.
So Luke, Lifestyle Offroad, kind of give us the recap of what you are. So if we got new viewers on here, what is Lifestyle Offroad?
Definitely. So I'm best known for my vinyl work. So doing vinyl decals, vinyl wraps. I mean, I wrapped Dave's truck. I wrapped my own truck 3 or 4 times now. Yeah. And when the 21 Bronco came out, I have a really good friend that's a fabricator, and we decided to pair up, and we started coming out with Bronco products. Right now we've got the Bronco front and rear bumpers. We've got the skid plates, and then we have sliders too. I still haven't put those up on the website. You can order them, but they're just not up there yet. Sliders are just so long, they're a bit of a bear to ship. So we've been trying to figure out the best way there to handle that and still stay price competitive. So yeah, but biggest
Well,
thing
I know
is
here. So this one here is my Bronco was test fitting. If it pops up, there we go. That was my Bronco test fitting some parts for you guys, which I'm about to order a bumper from Luke and in the rear to finally finish off the bumpers of this truck. Obviously you have all different options. It's not, you're not one size fits all there. It looks like if I remember right, you guys were you could get light options or no light options. And
Yep. We've got different options. And like, what's cool about our bumper is, so you can actually put the license plate. It comes with everything to put it in the tire, or you can cover up the bracket comes so you can cover up that pod light that Dave's showing right now. It's one bracket and it'll fit in either spot. So you can get bored after 6 months and move it, or do whatever you want there.
You know how he knows that is because Luke, that's what Luke does. Every 6 months, he's got to redo his truck and make it different.
Yep. I get bored. So yeah, but for Black Friday, Nestor called me and said, we got to sell some bumpers. So we, the cheapest price we've ever done is 15% off, and it's 15% off any bumper, both bumpers, all the skid plates that we offer. So it's by far the cheapest deal that we've ever had. So you're saving well over $300 on a bumper.
Nice.
So it's, in my opinion, they're the most off-road friendly and the best ones, but that's obviously a little biased.
Well, I've noticed like the design, and I always say this when I mention you guys, is like it's built much like Nick's stuff is. It's built by people who off-road and actually use the products. It's not designed by people that know how to run CAD and something looks cool. There's a purpose for the bumpers, and I found your approach angle, how you've helped my approach angle. My Bronco is ridiculous. We saw it a couple weeks ago when we and you were wheeling together, where you could get right up to a rock and you were not scraping, and it allowed the front wheels to kind of get closer to getting grip, man. And you guys were one of the first to actually figure out if you have the sensor out front. You guys were one of the first to figure out where you didn't have to move that, right?
Yep. Which you technically do move it, but you don't. It retains the factory location. We just have it mounted inside the bumper instead of in that little tunnel right under that red fair lead. So from the factory, it's mounted on the plastic intercooler louvers, intercooler shutter system. That's what it's called. So we just take it off of that, and you mount it into an adjustable bracket on your bumper. You just make sure that it's level with the ground, and you're good to go. We've got tons of these out there now, and everybody just says it works. I've heard several people say, and I won't tell you what company, but some of the companies relocate them behind the grill, and people are very dissatisfied with how those work. Apparently, even in like wet conditions, it's enough to blurry like the sight line of the sensor, and they just don't get factory function with it.
Yeah, I know 6'10" Mitchell Watts with Town and Country. They had a bumper on theirs, and he told me, he was like, dude, this thing, it just will not work right.
Yeah, and if you go to our YouTube page, there's like a 1-minute video, and you can see it's actually sent to me by a customer, and he has it set out to like the 4 bars for distance, and he said it's no different than it was when he had the factory modular bumper on there.
Good. And I know for me personally, I'm obviously going to order the rear bumper from you guys in the next week or two, but also the skids. Like I have that front skid that come with the bumper. Maybe if I can click it. And but you guys, I need to get the rest of the skid plates. And guys, I cannot say this enough. Skid plates for if you plan on doing any kind of I mean, even some stuff that I've done at Windrock that didn't seem extreme, you hear dragging, you just never know what you're dragging over. And you know, you got a transmission down there, we got a plastic oil pan. There's a lot of sensitive parts down there that especially if you got more of a base model that you're going to want to take care of. Nick, I've seen you some of the wheeling you've done. You never scrape, right?
Yeah. Now we would eventually like to get into some more skid plates, which we can talk about that here in a little bit. But yeah, I agree, man. It's one of the number one things you need to do if you're getting into this stuff. I mean, you never know what's underneath you. You can be as good a driver as you can be, but something's going to reach out and bite you.
Yeah. Well, and Dave has the front. So at the top of the picture, that comes with the bumper with the 4 holes.
And I don't think most people know that, Luke. They don't realize that you come with a front skid.
Yeah, I don't think that they do either, even though it says it, but I don't think they realize it. So those 4 bolts at the top of that skid plate, that's bolting the bumper and the skid plate together. So it's all reinforced. So going back to just the bumper, our bumper does not have any deflection under load. So a lot of companies, and I don't remember which ones for sure, but companies had to go back and redesign their bumpers and come out with frame reinforcements because their bumpers were moving, the frames were bending. That's never been the issue with ours. It's either 12 or 14 points our front bumper is tied into your truck with. And that's including some with the skid plate, but that skid plate reinforces the bumper. So it's
like a Lego block, man. It just locks it all together.
Yeah. And you're not going to move that bumper. We've got a customer that's lifted it up with a tractor. I've done a ton of winching with it, and you're not moving it. But so the front skid plate there by the CV axles is for your front differential, and that comes on like Black Diamonds and Badlands. But then the next skid plate down, the transmission skid plate in the middle, no model comes with that, which baffles me because, like Dave said, it's plastic. So the first time I ever went 4-wheeling with my Bronco, I had the front bumper on, but no extra skid plates. And nothing was more terrifying than going over a rock and you hear it scrape, and then it gets quiet, and then you hear it catch and scrape again, because you're just sitting there in your truck wondering, like, how close was that to the transmission? Because that's a chunk of plastic under there holding a bunch of oil. So
yeah,
if anything, that middle skid plate, and these work with the factory skid plates as well, that middle skid plate is worth its weight in gold if you go off-road.
Yeah, no doubt on that. And skid plates aren't a sexy purchase, you know, much like some stuff we're going to talk with Nick. Some of this stuff is not a like, oh, cool, I can show off, you know, my friends that I got it. But if you plan on actually using your vehicle, and I don't mean if you're just on a service road, that's your version of off-roading, you're probably pretty protected. But if you actually, like, you're coming to Windrock with us, or you're going, I know what, over what URE over where you're at, Nick. Like, if you plan on doing what's the big pass up there everybody talks about?
It's Daniel Boone
or Daniel.
Yeah, the front backside is not too bad. It's got some gnarly parts, but a lot of passes on the backside of Daniel, but the front side is the one that is kind of the one everybody talks about.
Right. But if you want to get into some of that stuff, at minimum, like Luke was saying, the one with the CVs is where I would recommend going. I know, once again, it shows on $900. You said there was a 15% discount on that, Luke? Or is that the discounted price?
No, the sale. So you have to put in the code Black Friday 23 when you check out.
Okay.
And then the discount.
Is that all caps, Luke, or is that lowercase? Or
from what I've seen, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Is there an ATN discount code that I can get them for free? No, I'm playing. All these people are like, what was that again?
Yeah.
Free?
Yeah. I think what's fun, I think I typed it in all caps, but then the orders I've seen come through, it's kind of funny to see different combinations people come up with, because most of it's just been verbal. Like I have a video out where I announced it, and then I think on Instagram, I don't even know how I typed it there, but it should work any which way you type it. Just one word, Black Friday 23. And yeah, get yourself a pretty discount.
And you do offer other things over there as well. I know you have some Augs beam stuff that you're doing. I know I bought some Augs, these actually here in the Ambers I got from you. Yep. I actually need to hook them up. They're still not hooked up, man. They've been on my truck for a year now, and I've never hooked them up because honestly, God, I've just never needed them. I'm like, yeah, I not to be cheesy, I wanted them for the look as well, and I actually do need to hook them up, but I was just like, I'll get around to it one of these days. I have an ARB dual compressor sitting over here. I bought a year ago on Black Friday. It's still sitting over here because I get busy doing something else and forget about it. And I need to put it in my garage where I trip over it, and then I'll get it installed.
Yeah. Yeah. With those yellow lights are insanely bright. And I work night shift. I work until 11 p.m. So I use them all the time, actually. But then, yeah, you need that compressor installed. I feel like a fool for always being such an advocate for those silly CO2 tanks, which they still were a great tool, but I don't even have the ARB. I've got the knockoff ARB compressor, and that thing's amazing to use.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, I cannot wait to order this one right here from you guys. What is lead times for you guys? Because that's something that, me and you've been around for a long time, Luke. There used to be companies out there that would lie to you about their lead times. What are you guys, you're a small business, but what are realistically lead times if they ordered today?
So max is 8 weeks, and it really just depends on how busy we are at the time. Yeah. Well, that's a whole nother story. But we do our best to ship around 8 weeks. Like Dave did bring up, if you ordered around Christmas, you're probably going to be at a later. It's going to take longer because my fabricator Nestor will be racing King of Hammers. So everything kind of shifts dedication to that. He did just get a brand new plasma table though. And so like this rear bumper is really only a couple pieces and it's a lot of bends. But he just got a new plasma table and was able to cut the timeline down quite a bit on the front bumper he's finishing right now. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we're going to push more like 6, maybe even 5 weeks. The only other thing we are at mercy of is powder coating. We don't own a powder coat shop. That's not something we're ever going to get into. We just use a local powder coater. And if he's busy, then things might get shifted around. But we're also, if you contact Lifestyle Offroad, you're talking to me. There's no other person here. Nobody is answering my accounts, anything. It's me. I will be the most open and upfront with you and just tell you what's going on. And if I don't have an answer, I'll call Nestor and figure out what the heck's going on. So, and the only other thing is like in that picture is like the textured powder coat, and we decided to not offer that anymore. We were having some problems, and it kind of seems a lot of people have seen, this is the only time I'm going to name drop another company. A lot of people have seen IAG's stuff, and they had a powder coating issue as well. They had the ability to bring it in-house, but I'm 99% sure we were both using the same stuff, and it was actually just the product was terrible. So we've switched to just a semi-gloss black, and I feel like it's 10 times thicker and more durable than that, what's pictured right there. So things are just a touch more glossy than that, but it still looks really good.
If the customer they want to do raw and do something locally, do they have the ability to order them that way?
Yep. That should be one of those drop downs right under the price over there too. Yep, powder coat. Yeah, you can drop the powder coat off, and that saves you some money as well. So definitely an option. I mean, I own the company, and I don't know, in the Midwest, powder coat, like my sliders have a beautiful powder coat, but you look underneath and they're all scratched up from dragging on rocks, and it's like, okay, here comes the spray paint can to touch it up now. So it doesn't matter how great the powder coating even is. If you're going four-wheeling, you are going to scratch it at some given point. And you're probably not going to blast it all off and start all over again.
I've seen people cry that I paid this whatever for rock sliders and I got scratches on them. You're like, these aren't fancy steps, man.
Yeah.
These are definitely, if you don't know what you're buying, like the thing with rock sliders are to me is they're so for side impacts and just normal driving, the added protection for my family in that vehicle, just that's one bonus for me. But two is you can almost spend the exact same amount for Nerf bars for the side of a vehicle that you do on rock sliders. So it's just like, get rock sliders and don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're gonna scratch it up no matter what. I mean,
yep. Well, and I have
the top of mine are all from rock gravel getting in your shoes, where I'll step up on the bars are just scratched to piss now.
Yeah.
Man.
We have those side steps that clamp onto the rocks, the factory rock sliders, and we made our top plates out of stainless steel just because, I mean, you're going to have a rock in your shoe and you're scratching the hell out of it. So, I leave mine on there for shows and just it's whatever. I mean, I use them and left them on there off-roading. Now I've made that mistake and put a big dent in the rocker panel. So I'll be taking those off next time.
Well, you actually use your product, Nick. That's unlike a lot of the SEMA builds we just saw. Yours actually gets used, which is
I knew I was about to hit this rock, and I was like, I got to test this thing out. And it was like dangling off, and I honestly didn't see the dent. I pulled the step off, like it just came right off, and I just had to replace a stud that got broke, and I didn't see the dent until I was filling up like an hour and a half later. And I was like, what is that? So,
I mean, rock sliders too. I've used them for pivot points on rocks. Like I mean, they're for off-roading. Like the thing with, you go to Moab, you know what to expect almost every time. You go here, like, especially on the East Coast, Luke knows Windrock very well. You can go one day and you get a downpour, the next day, it's a different trail. Like you just, so having your vehicle protected the best possible way. Sliders, skids, number one. I would say, honestly, to me, tires are always my first thing because traction is king. After that, I'd almost say sliders and skid plates, and then worry about the pretty stuff.
Yep.
Like, no, you guys get backed up, and you guys need us to help. We have a couple of lasers that are open for you. So
sounds good.
Yeah.
Look, we're just connecting people here. That's what we do. We connect people. Well, Luke, when does your deal end?
So we're running it from now through Cyber Monday. I think that's the 27th of November. So yeah, you've got some time. Obviously, you don't want to be the last person on that list because you're going to want your stuff sooner than later. So get your order in now, and we'll get it going as soon as it hits our website.
Well, it sounds like you're already having orders, so I would assume winter Christmas spots are filling up fast. So join in. That's why I gotta get my money together this week and send you some money because I don't want to wait. Especially I know what your partner goes through for King of Hammers, man. And he's in Florida and he drives to California to go do King of Hammers, which is that in itself, like no. I'm not driving that far. Sorry.
Well, he even wants me to go, and I'm halfway. I don't know what 25 states closer, and I still don't even know that I want to drive that. So
yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt on that. Any final words, Luke? Before I mean, you can hang around if you want. I don't know what your plans are, but
no, I got 15 minutes, so I'll hang out and listen to Nick's spiel.
Well, when you got to go, just bow out, Luke, and no worries on that.
Sounds good.
Man. So once again, guys, I don't bring people in. I want you to know, like, my reputation, not that it means much. I don't put people on this show. I don't advertise for people. I don't talk about people. I get nothing from Luke to bring Luke on the show. I run his products because we've been friends a long time, and I believe in it. Had I not, I would have told Luke straight up. We've had conversations where I'm just like, I don't get what you're doing, man. Like, want some stuff, ideas. Like, we'll be honest with each other, but I love my front bumper. When I saw that bumper, there was nothing else that I wanted on my vehicle. So I do feel like if I bring people like Nick and Luke on the show, man, like it's because I know them, I trust them, and I know they're not out to they're not going to pull a fast one and develop parts, and then suddenly you don't get to see those parts, which there's a company out there doing that right now.
Well, and I'm going to talk about myself real quick.
That's the idea of the show.
My company is very unique though too, because I don't make much off those bumpers. Nestor doesn't either. They are high cost, but they're all one-off. If we got 25 orders a month, we'd obviously be able to drive our cost way down. But there's also nothing. If I don't sell a bumper for 2 years, my company's still going to be sitting here, and you can order it 3 years from now, and we're still going to be able to bring you the same thing. So we're not just in it for the money by any means. Because like I said, I work night shift. This is not my full-time job. So I don't know. I find that comforting to find out like a business isn't all in. And I mean, I know Mountains2Metal. I know you guys do a lot more than just Bronco stuff too. There's security in what you do, and you can buy from one of our businesses and know that 10 years from now, they're still going to be around and be able to help you. Personable people, you can trust them, kind of thing. So
we saw a lot of me and Luke came from the Nissan world where nobody made anything, and some guy started in his garage making stuff. We saw a lot of fly-by-night guys would take your money and you'd never hear from them again. And I've seen a little bit of that with Bronco world. I'm amazed how trusting people are, but do your research, guys. Do more than just a Facebook page lookup.
Well, and Nick can relate to this too. All the people from China coming over, duplicating everything 800 times.
It's a red flag, isn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, I'll be honest, I've got some stuff on my truck, but it was all given to me. Like, it's crazy. You got a YouTube channel and all these Chinese companies are going, hey, do you want to try my stuff? And I don't know how many times I say no, because it's like, do you even know what that is? Because it's the most ugly,
high quality YouTube content. Is every time high quality YouTube content. We see you do high quality.
Yeah.
If some of my videos are high quality, I don't want to know what's low quality. Do you?
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, wait a minute, Luke. Don't say that. Talk about your own channel.
I'm thinking about myself. I don't do a whole lot of editing. If I can't do a lot of it in one take, I'm like, I'm not spending any more time on that.
Well, so Nick, we got to talk about you guys. Clearly, you have a flashy website, so you have Sasquatches everywhere on your website. But you're more than Sasquatches. Like Luke was saying, you guys do like Chevrolet. You do a little bit of everything, right?
That's kind of how we got started, is doing bumper grill inserts for different trucks. And the used truck business is still going pretty good, but we're really not trying to make them for newer model trucks, just because I kind of see that whole design, the way they design the trucks now, they're kind of phasing that out of the bumpers.
Yeah.
So, and I don't really want to get into big grills, and I'm not into the flashy truck scene. I'll appreciate anything someone does to their rig, like some of the stuff at SEMA, but it's just not me. So I do like doing the grill inserts, but the Bronco stuff is a lot more fun. And we will eventually get into some Jeep stuff, but I know that's kind of a sore subject for some people. But
we've all went that path at some point.
So
speaking of, before I interrupt you there, did you guys see Delfab's latest build that went to SEMA, the F250 or 350 that he did a single cab version of?
Yeah.
Thing was freaking wicked, man. I've got to get him back on the show. He was the one that did the solid axle Bronco year one.
Does he still own the Bronco?
Yeah. He wheels it all the time.
Well, he made a post.
Sun stripes or whatever you call them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry. He made a post about the Bronco, and it made me the wording made me think he sold it.
Oh, well, maybe he has.
But yeah,
but that truck he built, man. Oh my God, I don't want to go deep in that, but I that's the one thing from SEMA. I was like, damn it, I wish I was there to see that thing in person.
Yeah, that SEMA was disappointing. Like SEMA I didn't go, but like there was not much to talk about, and I even had a truck wrapped there. I'm like, that's kind of cool, I guess.
Like, yeah,
there wasn't a lot. Traffic wasn't heavy either. Nick, how long you? I mean, you were as soon as you. I know we've talked before. As soon as you get your hands on a Bronco, the idea started flowing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I had a whole list of this stuff going at least a year in advance before I got my hands on them. And we're still trying to work our way down that list and work on the low hanging fruit. And some of the stuff we pushed ahead. Like one of the products we have in the shop right now, we're making some revisions to it, but it's been on our list since the beginning. And it's just been something that we couldn't get to it because we had other things that we could, move through the shop a little faster. So
yeah,
like that medicine cabinet right there, that was one of the harder things we designed, and we had to get that done because there's nothing out there like it, and we thought it was a solid idea. So we knocked that out before Supercell last year.
Yeah, as soon as you did it, I seen all kinds of not copycats, but people went, "Oh yeah, you can do something there." Ideas.
Yeah.
So
the Chinese garbage. No, I love my little box. I get a lot of people. We'll be at the store. I'll open up and they're like, "Hey, what is that?" People that don't know cars are like, "What is that thing?" It's like, well, it's a little cabinet, man.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of that one. We are trying to make some few changes to bring the price down a little bit because obviously, I mean, it could be $10 and we're not going to make people happy. So
yeah,
unless it was made in China, then they might like it.
Yeah.
So
right. You get one every purchase. You get like 3 of them for free or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But no, like you're the Tailgate Lemonator. I know we had you on. It was right before Supercell last year, and like you like, hey, dude, and you wouldn't even tell me about this. That's how like you didn't want the word out. But
yeah,
just
that was that
things
and
like
the medicine cabinet were the two kind of showstoppers there. And it's hard to even show people what it is because if they haven't modified their Bronco, they have no idea why they would even need it.
Yep.
So
yeah, I need to get that.
So, but I mean, it's funny. Like I showed one guy and he's like, "Man, I just broke my rear taillight the other day." This was like right when it first came out. I was like, "Well, that's kind of why we made it." So
yeah.
I'm looking to see if y'all had a picture. I guess you don't have a picture of the door open showing why you would stop there, but yeah, definitely if you get, especially if you get a bigger tire, you don't want it going through the taillight. I guess you could do like Luke did and do the flat taillights might help a little bit, but no, and it's such a simple idea. I remember people at Supercell last year going, "Oh man, that's they don't." It's one of those things you don't realize you need till you need. Like those stupid Oracle lights that I bought, love them to death. I know Luke bought a set, but it was one of those I never thought I needed anything till I actually saw it, and it's like that with the when you were at Supercell, man. I saw the medicine cabinet and all the stuff, and I was like, "Holy hell, that's freaking awesome! I have to have that."
I'm glad you said something about the photo because I do need to show some with our roto packs on there. Because I have that on mine, and it definitely stops before it hits the tail light. So
yeah. I see. This recently, you guys came out with some Molly stuff for 2-doors. 2-door guy doesn't seem to get a ton of love because obviously the amount.
No, we got the rear roll bar Mollies for the 2-door, and then we have the rear cargo Mollies that go on the sides, and then we also have a shelf that'll go across the top, I guess you'd say.
Okay. Does it flip up like your normal shelf does?
No, there's just not enough room in there. We had a lot of people ask about that, but it's just the 2-door's just so much smaller back there. Right. Believe me, we tried. I mean, we wanted to, but it just couldn't happen.
Yeah, so, what is it, like 10 inches from the back of the seat?
It's not much. I mean, our tray is probably like 12 inches deep, something like that, and it's taking up the whole space. So
I feel every time I get in a 2-door, I feel like I could turn around and punch the back window. It's just so because I just did a retro wrap on one and I picked it up and delivered it back to the guy, and I'm going down the interstate, and every time I turn around, I'm just like, how is it so small?
Well, I like it because I'm tall, so like when I look to the left in the 4-door, all I can see is the B pillar.
Yeah.
And in the 2-door, the window's a lot bigger, so you don't have that problem.
Every time I still want a 2-door. I really do. If I could get I would be happy with a Badlands on 33s. Just I don't necessarily want to go wheel it, but I'd just love to have it as my daily kind of run around town vehicle.
See, I'm the opposite. I like my 4-door, but I'd like a 2-door just to go wheeling in it.
Yeah, but the wheelbase is it's almost similar, right? There was something weird about that the wheelbases aren't much different.
I think it's 16 inches. I know the frame section is like 16 inches different.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I thought I read something the other day where it was talking about the wheelbase being somewhat similar. But no, Luke, with those lights that me and you have now, just to make it look, I don't want a complete throwback looking 2-door, like a lot of people want to do the complete 60s look, but I'd love to have just a modern take on that. And I think with those lights and stuff, it'd be a lot of fun. But Kelly keeps telling me no. She's like, we have other plans. She's like, we already have a Bronco. Well, I said, I had a Bronco, and then she has my Bronco. That's another day.
Yeah, I want a 2-door, and I want to paint it like my Bronco 2 was in high school. It was like silver and like dark gray. So I want that same paint job, but just kind of like that old school Bronco from Supercell, was it like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all over the place for like a few months.
Yeah. So. What else is going to be hot this year for Christmas with Bronco, man?
Well, we do have a couple new products. We just came out. So that tailgate antenna mount right there. The one on the left, the flag antenna. Ah! There you go. Right. Go back one. Well,
I don't have producer Kelly pushing buttons.
Yeah, so we are releasing that. I have actually been right here. So this actually will sell separate. This is from Gorilla Whips. So this goes behind your tire on the passenger side or the driver's side. We'll be making a passenger side as well, but this is if you have a tailgate support and you have stuff on there. This use some real estate on the other side of the Bronco, but this definitely road tested these babies and run down the highway. You might destroy your flag, but you can go pretty damn fast with this thing. So yeah, this is a quick release. We'll have these for sale as well, but this basically just pops into place here, and I can get it in place.
Oh, that's cool.
That's very cool.
You got your flag. So
yeah, that's always a pain in the ass. I know I have a flag mount for the front of mine, but you still got to screw it all together. And if we ever go to Michigan or somewhere that requires the flag, and then I have this flag out in the front of my vehicle that just looks awful. It doesn't look like it belongs. That looks like a great idea just for the flag.
Well, the cool thing is the flag, if you roll it up, it fits perfectly underneath the back seat. Just open up the door and slide it into that little triangulated area. Yeah. And it fits right in there and stays out of the way.
Well, you guys, speaking of testing, I mean, you guys really test hard, right? Like, what are you talking about? You guys seem to like really take your testing to the next level. What is the story here, Nick? I mean, just doing a tire change? Do you just do a tire rotation no matter where you're at?
So I wanted to get on the highway and just kick the tire off and see how far I could get it to go.
Yeah.
And that I did that conveniently right after we put some shock skids on there and that we were testing out. And we were going down 95 and I was doing about 75, 80 miles per hour and felt a little wobble and all 6 studs sheared off and tire went past me way down the road, landed in like a ravine.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, my dad was with me. We were cruising down 95 on 3 tires and tested the hell out of the shock skid. So,
oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see the antenna mount though. I mean, I thought you were really testing it.
It's on there. That was another prototype, but I didn't have the flag on there.
Yeah.
So,
well, I see you kept an extra set of coils back there just in case for these reasons.
Yep, I was taking those to Overland Expo. But here's this is our shock skid right there. So
holy hell, that thing is massive.
No kidding.
So, and honestly,
Nick,
this is super easy to install. I mean, maybe 10 minutes each side. You literally, if you have an impact and I think it's a 14 millimeter wrench, you're going to need a couple of those and slide it on in there. So, yeah, working on that. That should be on the website within the next, I'd say, week and a half. And don't have a price on those yet, but probably be somewhere between like 150 and 180, somewhere in there.
Nice. Well, you go ahead and send me a set out, and I will buy you from you because
I've
been. That's one of those things I've been waiting on, and I noticed, Luke, after our last trip to the Badlands, like the weakness that Ford put it's just so thin. The shock mounts, and I mean, I've never seen a vehicle that really like beefens those up, but it just seems like I feel like I could turn a corner and you'd been one.
Yeah. Yeah, I need a set too.
See what we're doing?
We're marking it down.
We're just Christmas shopping for us.
Yeah,
Nick. He's like, all right, let me put this in the phone.
Hi, Nick. Hi, Luke.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Well, the boss lady
all right.
Well, I had to do my community service.
Wait, what?
Not that kind of community service.
I was like, what have you not told me here?
Yeah.
Community service by choice.
Cleaning roads or something?
Well, Kelly's here. I better leave.
Right. Luke, are you leaving?
Yeah, I really do have to leave though.
All right.
Fine. See ya.
Guys, go to Lifestyle Offroad. Check Luke's products out. Later, dude.
Yeah. See you guys.
I see you, Luke.
Well, no, those skids are amazing, man. Can you hold that up again? I'm curious. So did they mount the same way?
Pictures.
So does it mount on the bottom shock just like everything else, or?
Yeah, you don't have to take the shock bolt all the way out, so that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
You just basically take it out long enough to get the nut out, and don't let the bolt come out, or else you'll be working a little harder than you should.
Right.
And slide this up there, pop the back side of the bolt through, and just tighten up the bolt on this side. And then there's 2 holes here. And we give you 2 bolts, and then you can slide the wrench up through the hole here and tighten her down.
Yeah, no, that's freaking awesome, man. Any issues developing this product?
So just beside what I told you about, we were in a hurry to go to Overland Expo, and we didn't torque the lug nuts down properly. We'll own that. So if you guys hear any different, it was our fault. So,
oh man, like I'm always amazed. People like, especially in development of products, things just sometimes you just sort of, you're in a hurry. Like
it was, but honestly, if we didn't have those shock skids on there, I would have destroyed so much crap.
Really,
and, it was scary. We ended up having to get a hotel room, and we went to it was a place called Owen Ford. Which is the name of my son of all places. And so we stayed the night there, and everybody was super nice. They took care of us. And I think the guy's name was Russell that took care of us. So if you guys are ever passing through a small town on 95, hell, I'd have to look up the name of the place because I can't remember. It was
I don't know. When we went to URE, I could tell you what, dude, we got there. I drove halfway, and I'd worked from 5 a.m. till whatever. We didn't leave Middle Tennessee till probably 11.
9:30, 10.
And they were still working on 40 past Knoxville. So 40 was a nightmare, all those windy roads. And Kelly said, "All right, we're here." She drove me and a buddy over there. And I remember we put our tent up, got it up, and they're just in time for, you could see the sun coming up. And we both fell asleep. And then by the time we woke up, there was frost on our tent. Yeah, it was an early day. I love it over there though. I gotta
and we didn't go wheeling because we just because we're old.
Wait,
we were old then too. This was 9 years ago because it was 2014.
Damn,
it was like 9 years ago. So yeah, we felt old then too. So we were like, we can't pull these like all-nighters like this anymore.
Oh, that's right. We went to there was an Overland American
Adventurous.
Yeah.
So we went to that.
I recommend those guys.
We went to that, and then we did not wheel, but we did watch like some of the training 101s and stuff like that. But like we didn't wheel over there, and I do kick ourselves for not wheeling over there. But we were just so tired, and we just didn't have it. And we actually left that next morning, I think, and just like moseyed our way.
We still can't figure. There was some town that sold some weird. It was a tiny town that had this little kind of burgerish diner place that's put chili on hamburgers, and it was great.
It was great.
That's right.
Carolina burger, man.
I guess I don't know, but yeah, we just piddled around and ended up in Charlotte and somehow came back through Atlanta. I don't know how that all worked, but yeah, that was a good weekend.
We went to Twin Peaks in Charlotte.
Yep. We got to you got to try, what was the Danny hates Tuaca.
Oh, that's right. I forgot I tried Tuaca there.
You tried Tuaca.
Yeah,
there.
tried
Awesome.
Tuaca there.
Anyways,
and hey everybody.
Nick, I see you've got a new basket here too, buddy.
Well, that is similar to our tailgate shelf. That is a little thicker. Mm-hmm. And we did it like that so you could mount traction boards versus just a roto packs or whatever, a jerry can, whatever else you got. But yeah, we had another product that we showed at Supercell last year that we don't have on the website, and I don't know if you guys saw that or not. It was it's not on there, but it was a cabinet that goes on the tailgate arm. So
I think so.
I don't remember that one.
I think I did see. I think you showed it to us, but I don't think I got footage of it.
Yeah, we never did release that. We were just kind of tweaking that and moving around. But yeah, we do have another product we've been working on for quite a while, so we're excited about that one. And I can't say too much about it, but it is a slider for the cargo area. Nice. But it will be different than what's out there. So
okay.
So yeah, we're excited about that.
Oh, I love that. I love that M&M's Molly glasses holder. That's awesome.
Product placement.
Yeah. Well, the cool things about those Molly bins is they'll fit on all of our Molly panels. So
yeah, I guess because the way the holes and stuff you have there, you can attach it to anything.
And that's on that that install that I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had some on the Helibad Bronco at SEMA, and he put them on the outside of his Molly panels and put some stickers and candy in them for Halloween.
Nice.
So, yeah, I thought that was a pretty good idea.
Of course, the big seller I know for you guys, and we loved it when we can keep it on our Bronco. Yep. Is the Squatch Basket, man. I love that thing.
That is our best seller, and it's kind of one of those things you didn't know you needed it until you get it, and you use it for random stuff. I bought a little Molly pouch for sunglasses, which is that a lot of people just put them in there, but I mounted mine on the side of that. So like I just slide the sunglasses in right to the side of it. And then up top, I keep a flashlight clipped in place, and I have a little KC rechargeable light that I throw in there. And I have a pair of our Mountains2Metal sunglasses in there as well.
Nice. And
so
what
that's cool. That was a picture. Someone has a little mag light below.
To give you that extra light.
On like a dome light.
Damn, that's pretty ingenious.
That is. Because there is definitely not enough light in this truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt on that. What are some of the other hot sellers for you right now?
Our tailgate stuff is starting to take off. For our tailgate support, and then people are doing a combo with that or a Molly panel, support arm, or the tailgate shelf. So a lot of people are doing that, and then combining that with the tailgate limiter, which limits the travel to different degrees so you don't smash your tail light.
Right. And here's
the cool thing about all our 4-door stuff is it's all modular. So you don't have to have, like inside the cargo area, you don't have to have all that stuff. I mean, it's just kind of overwhelming when you walk up and you see mine, because I have all of it in there. And I'm like, well, you don't have to have all this. You could just have one thing, or one thing over here, one thing over there. So that's the nice thing about it. So we try to keep everything simple to install. It's funny. I'll get people asking me crazy questions, and I'm like, I'll call them up, and once they figure it out, they realize how easy it was, and they thank me. So Then our two-door stuff is starting to move, so we're excited about that.
I'm sure part of that is people are actually starting to get their two doors.
Yeah.
So they're actually able to modify them. It's funny when you showed us the Tailgate Lemonator, I was like, that's cool, but I don't ever know why I'd need it. And then now I'm starting to see like the more weight you put on it, the more you need it and things like that. Like that Tailgate Lemonator or limiter is good.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it just takes the tailgate right off.
So
it's the cup, isn't it?
No, it's the nerdiness I had to do at work today that's used all my brain, and then I had to go to a board meeting, and then I had to come here and use my brain some more. So yeah.
Well,
we had another weird request. I was telling Dave earlier, this thing goes on the back of if you have a soft top, this is the catch.
Oh yeah.
And apparently nobody has these in like the United States, and I could be wrong, but we've had people reach out to us, so we have some stainless steel ones.
Nice.
Are they breaking them? Is that
those to get people out of binds? What's that,
Nick? Are they breaking those plastic ones? Is that the issue?
No, I just think they just can't get them. These are people that are have hard tops, because this doesn't come with a hard top,
right?
So
then they're getting somebody's soft top, and
so
gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, Laura says she's going to have to get the Sasquatch. I'm telling you, you
do, Laura.
You will use that thing more than you realize.
Yes.
And our buddy over at Diabolical, if he would quit sneaking parts on my vehicle anytime I turn around,
it would be back there.
Yeah, it would be back up there. But that little thing is so handy.
100%.
My chair's starting to die.
So you need a new chair.
So honestly, like I remember early on when you developed this part, people were like $100, and I'm like, there is nothing you can't buy. Go to 4-wheel parts. You're $100 for anything. You walk through the doors and they require it.
And two, this is an American-made product in America, so you're giving jobs to folks.
To these folks. Let me bring this up to these people.
And if you scroll up, there's our discount code up top, which it doesn't say it because it's not technically released. It's called macaroni, all caps. So you guys heard it here first. Get on the website, 15% off all the Mountains2Metal goodies. So
there you go.
Yeah, nice, man.
Macaroni, all caps.
All caps because Luke, it was nice. Nick was questioning Luke on his discount code. He's like, is it all caps? It matters. It matters. Yeah, that's awesome, man. If somebody were to just get a Bronco, Nick, and they were like, I mean, obviously, and it hits us too. We're not immune from this, but everybody wants cool parts. But where would, out of your catalog, if they got a fresh Bronco,
where would you start?
Where would you start? What would you say? Hey, this is probably something we carry that you're going to need.
Fresh straight off the line.
This Squatch Basket.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I mean, that is something, like I said, you don't know you needed it until you get it, and you're
Yeah, I would say the Squatch Basket, and then the next thing I would say would actually be your dash accessory mount, because people don't realize how many accessories they have and they're going to want to use. I would say that's probably the number 2
dash
for me.
Accessory rail, those are nice.
And had Mr. Man
I have the larger
there.
one in mine. I keep my phone up there, and if you do have the USB charger on the front, this guy right here, he was one of our customers, and he sent me a picture, and I was like, man, this is ridiculous. You got to send me some of these pictures. And, he went on this long drive, like I think halfway across the country, and I was like, that's amazing. He had tons of people asking about it. So
nice. And had Nick actually made this before I spent nearly $500 with 67 designs, I would have definitely went this way. And trust me, they didn't give me any discount. I helped with a little bit of their last prototyping stuff. Yeah, that hurt. But I do love their clamps and stuff, though. As it looks like whoever that was, they definitely had the clamps on there. That style clamp is my favorite, though. I know, Nick, if I remember, you had a different style clamp.
It's not that one.
No, I know it's not. But Nick had something.
There's a 67 in the first picture that you showed. Yeah.
But Nick had an interesting clamp, if I remember right, on his.
What's that?
On your phone mount, is this what you're using, or
I have one similar to that one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't quite remember. There's another one you can put a tablet on. I have that up there as well. But I keep that off to the side. So,
well, there is your link, Valley dude. Yeah, no, the phone mount for me is always the first for a Jeep or a Bronco like this. That's probably where I want to go, because since I've adapted to leaving that up there, and I even have a mount in my Nissan Frontier. Like I've somehow figured out a way that 67 Designs had some clearance mount that they like, hey, our attachment. So I just kind of rigged a way of it staying in my truck. But I love having my phone right there. I don't text and drive, but if you need to quickly, the worst thing is texting and driving is your hands always moving. So you're trying to watch. It just sits there. If you need to dial a phone real quick,
don't text and drive, folks.
Answer the phone. You just
use your smart tools on your phones.
We live in the real world,
right?
But no,
you need to adapt your real
to me,
world,
phone the phone stuff is definitely key. And now that price, Nick, that's just for the mounting hardware, right? Because that's 67 Designs,
that doesn't include all that fancy stuff that guy has.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But I use Bullet Point for my arms and stuff like that. But I mean, our stuff will work with like any RAM mount. It's got we even have 5 on the bigger one, 5 quarter 20 PEM nuts. So it is the same style nut you get with that single on the dash. So you can mount different things. You don't have to have all the hardware, but it'll work with different style RAM mounts, like I said. Or if you just have the ball, you can just screw it right into one of those nuts.
Well, if you have balls, remember you can screw them into your nuts.
Oh my gosh, I knew it.
But no, seriously, like this is that's his dad,
sister in there.
Yeah, like this is you're a small company, man, and like this, I can't say enough for what you guys are doing, like what Luke and everybody's doing. Is our friends over at White Knuckle. They're just small businesses, just trying to make a living. Obviously this isn't your bread and butter. I know the family business does a little metal work, but it's this is a side of that, and like it means a lot to me that you're buying from an American company. Now there's certain things there's certain things that if it's just cheap garbage that I like going to Harbor Freight for a tool or something, there's just certain things that I'm willing to just be like, I'm going to lose this, or it's just going to break anyways.
Yeah,
I'm not overspending. But for parts like your Sasquatch basket and all that stuff, no, I'm definitely buying American made with you guys.
Well, thank you. I think there's a lot of people out there that think that way. I think you'll find more of them at events than you will on the Facebook groups. So you've done I know what 2 years ago you showed up at Supercell and was like, I'm just gonna see what it's about, and then you were like kicking yourself like, oh, we should have been a part of this. Yeah.
Last year, the first year, I would say IAG was the talk of the town.
Yes,
because they had product on hands that people could buy, and that means a lot. Going to these events, I know there's companies out there that want to showcase their product, but then people want to buy it then, and
they want to take it with them.
Nick and them year 2 when you rolled up to do business, guys, they brought a massive trailer.
Yeah, and then they sold out of stuff.
Yeah, and still sold out of stuff, man.
Yeah, we need actually our trailer we found out was too small after that event, so we do need a bigger trailer, and we had tricked that thing out with solar panels and before the Overland Expo several months earlier. So we were kind of living out of it for a few days, and it works great for small events. But when we went to Supercell, we were like, we need inventory and a lot of it. So.
Well, I'm curious. I want your opinion of, speaking of events, because I see there's been a lot of talk. We always have our countdown to Supercells in the background. What, 155 days, which sounds like a lot, but that's not a lot of days. You did both East Tennessee events this year. Obviously, one's big because it's been around forever, and the other one's small. What are some pluses to both of them for you? I mean, obviously, you're a vendor, so you want people to be there. Would you tell people to like, hey, come out, I mean, if you want to come see us, that's great. But what are those events doing for the Bronco community?
I honestly liked both events. Supercell has that history, and you're gonna find a lot more old school kind of guys there. Like I said, my first vehicle was a 1990 Bronco 2, and then I got a 67 Bronco right after that, and I still have that, and I wish I still had the Bronco 2, but with that 6G coming out, there's a different crowd. Some of these people may not have ever turned a wrench or put another part on a vehicle, and that's kind of what this community does, similar to Jeeps, obviously. But I love the event in Pigeon Forge as well. Justin Murray, he's an awesome dude.
Yeah, very nice guy. Works his butt off too. Like,
yeah.
And that event, or where they have it, is super nice. I mean, it was air conditioned. It was hot as hell outside, and
I didn't even go outside.
It was getting cold at some points during the show because the AC was blowing so good.
Yeah, I put my hoodie on at one point.
Oh no, yeah, we were freezing. I was like, I'm glad I brought my hoodie.
But it was better that than the 105 that it was outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I like them both, and I think the event in Pigeon Forge is gonna keep multiplying every year, just like the Jeep event did. And I think they had like over 20,000 Jeeps the week after the Bronco event. And that's just amazing. And I think the Supercell event, that thing was huge last year. And I'm curious to see what happens in the next couple of years, because I think that field is just going to keep getting smaller. So,
well, it was almost packed out last year. So I can't, this year's going to be.
I think he was at capacity last year.
I with Supercell, because I like Tom a lot, and Tom keeps his, like, for vendors like us, like, he keeps the prices very, very low and affordable. But like, I feel sorry for the earlier gen guys, because they're going to get pushed out at some point, unfortunately, because vendors.
I don't know. This is their bread and butter, that they're like the mold for that show. So
right.
Yeah, but I think it will be the 6G guys end up having to push out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think I've said a couple weeks ago that I almost feel like it'll be a 2-week event. Like, he'll have the early gens have their week where they can, because there was some old timers that still don't want to, they don't want the new truck there. And there's 6G guys who not everybody's into history of a vehicle. So there's people that don't appreciate that. They just want to come for the new stuff. And it's definitely, I hope that Tom keeps a good balance of that, but man, I
could see there being a challenge with it.
And you got to have this year, we got to get all of our tents together, man. We can't be so separated.
I know.
There was, for you guys that don't know, like Justin and Nick, they would every once in a while come over, and I had whiskey. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it's the rigors of the day. You got to have a little snip. And then you guys would definitely have some drinks to partake over there.
Yeah.
And we need to have more of a fun time between vendors.
Yeah. I love Supercell, man. It's such a good time. And I think the people there are just like, I mean, I didn't have one bad experience there.
We've not, in the 3 years we've gone, we've not had a I'm
not at all.
No, everybody's super cool, laid back, and they all have something in common. So
yeah, and the Stampede, it's going to grow. Like, I know Justin was hoping for a little bit better turnout, but I think he was realistic, and it was like, it's the first year. Let's just see what the Bronco people, and there was some good crowds out there, but I think next year it's going to double. The crowds are going to double, maybe triple. Because it's kind of especially for the East Coasters, the northern people, it's the last kind of hurrah of like school starting. You want to get a little bit more warm weather, and you come to Tennessee, and it's still in the hundreds. So I think that's a good balance for them. And the thing with Justin that he can do is, because of Jeeps, and we should thank him for this, is that brings out the major vendors.
Yeah, the big boys,
the big tire companies and stuff, if you're not getting 20, 30,000 rides showing up, they're not rolling. They're not coming out.
Yeah.
And so it's able to attract that, which helps Bronco. I mean, it does. It helps bring some people out that may not normally get to hang out with Bronco, because we all love Broncos, but let's be honest.
Both events next year, so
yeah, we'll more than likely we'll be at both. But what, Nick, we need to do, and I need to get Luke involved. We need to all of us go to the dunes in Silver Lake and Go up to Michigan and experience the dunes. I want to do the Ford takeover, but I also don't. I get tired of like doing these big events. I just want a small group of people that we can just go attack the dunes.
You sound like such a douche sometimes when you say that.
No. Well, part of that is the Nissan community. You do realize they. Anyways, no, I love people. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes we need a vacation.
He doesn't.
Well, come to New Bern. We had an event back in June. We had an event in New Bern, North Carolina, called Broncos and Brews. And
I remember you telling us about that.
Yeah, Freshwater Brewing downtown, and man, it was awesome. I mean, we had close to 50 Broncos there, and It was a small event. And next year it'll be big, or it'll be a lot bigger, and still try to keep that small town feel. And if you guys want to come out here to that, New Bern's a nice town. So yeah,
nice.
You're more than welcome to come there.
Well, Kelly being a Michigan fan, she doesn't like to get near Appalachian State much because
actually I almost went to Appalachian State. Shut your mouth.
I don't know. Don't steal
it was on my short list.
Don't steal
Appalachian State is gorgeous there. It is gorgeous there. Like, it's so pretty.
That area is so pretty. What were you saying, Nick?
Sorry. I said don't steal my signs.
Don't worry. I won't steal your signs, I promise.
Oh my god, dog. Just tooted, man.
Did you really have to share it with the world? I don't think
if I have to look this way, people have to know why.
He did that to me earlier today in the office.
Dogs. They're great. You missed Nick's dog.
Yeah. Oh, he just woke up from a nap.
Oh my, he's a beast.
He knew. I said Nick's dog, and he's like,
hi.
Yeah. He keeps covering up the logo though. So he's like, Dad, don't give me enough food for
Oh my goodness, he's a tank.
Well, how big is that dog?
Here,
what kind of dog is he?
It's a bull mastiff.
That's what I thought, bull mastiff. But if I'd have said it, I'd have been wrong.
So what is he, like 100+ pounds?
Yeah, he's about 125.
125.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say 120 dog because I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
He's almost got that look like Dad. We're usually going to bed right now.
Yeah, he's probably ready.
I know how that goes because our cat and our dog both do that. They come to the couch if we're watching TV and they're like looking at you like, hey, it's time.
Yeah, no doubt. So Nick, when your deals, are they going now? The macaroni?
Yeah, you can use the code macaroni right now, and it'll work on the website, and that'll be through Thanksgiving. I think it'll go until that Tuesday, I believe.
I know somebody was asking for a link to the flag mounted you had held up earlier, but that's
it's up there at the top.
Is it that antenna mount right there?
So we were having some technical difficulties earlier on the website. So all the brackets and stuff, or not the brackets, but the flag whip hardware and stuff, that'll be live in the next day or two. But if you just need like this bracket, we have those for sale right now.
Okay.
You might have to go back to the Bronco 6G main category. I don't know which category you're in now.
Let's see.
There you at the top. There you go, right there. So
all right. So that is the bracket on there.
Yeah.
So and that you said that attaches with your support, right?
Yep. It'll use this factory hardware behind the tire. You'll probably have to take your tire off unless you have a crazy stupid offset like I have. I could just reach behind it and take those bolts off. So
okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Had I not bought a small antenna in the front of mine, I definitely would be rolling with that.
Yeah.
Because nothing looks more off-roady than a big, cool antenna, man. Like, I'm a product of the 70s.
Well, we were gonna possibly carry like the LED whips, and
oh yeah,
I don't know, it's just not really my thing. I guess if you're in the middle of the woods, you can see those things from a mile away. But
well, the cool thing is, at Supercell, Quake will be there, and Quake has all those LED. I know. Allie was itching to buy one of those.
All those whips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The LED ones. Well, so Nick, how can they reach you? What is it? Mountains2Metal.com.
Mountains2Metal.com, Mountains2Metal on Instagram, Facebook. you can email us, sales@mountains2metal.com, and we'll hit you up. And
can they direct message you on any of your social medias?
Yeah, you can message us on them or on. Yep, you'll get a reply from either me or my coworker Ashley we'll hit you back.
And Justin, to clarify, it says it does not require the actual support. It will mount to the factory.
Right.
Nice.
So,
like Justin coming in smooth for the.
There you go, Justin.
Well, Justin told me to give you shit about the I don't know that Kelly saw this.
No.
Yeah, I sent you a few more pictures.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I think I sent them to your phone.
Oh,
so
I don't do phone things. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yep, I see him now. Oh man. So yeah, you can see.
Wow.
On the side of the road, just like, well, he just wanted to change his tire out wherever, you know. Oh, yeah. There's your skid plate.
Yep.
Dug in the ground.
Wow.
That right there. I mean, you put that on the website.
Yeah. I mean, and I'll be honest, we didn't want to test it that way, but that's just how it went.
Look where the skid dragged. You can see where it drug in the ground, which honestly, like you said, that probably saved you a lot more money.
It did.
I know it did.
And very thankful for that we didn't hurt anybody. We were safe. That was pretty scary going down the highway and seeing your tire fly past you.
I used to have a scooter, a little Honda scooter called a gyro, and it had two wheels in the back, and it was called a gyro because those two wheels, you could lean it. The front wheel you could lean, and I remember I had one of the bolts go off of one of the tires, and I remember seeing it. All of a sudden, you just feel it drop, and I saw the tire just fly out there, went through a field. Just like we ended up finding the tire, but it took about an hour because it was out in this tall grass somewhere. And that's scary. I don't care what you're in. Losing a tire like that is scary. Well, Nick, we got some news to get to, buddy. Once again, guys, go over there. Like I said earlier, and I don't mean this because like we're somebody, but I feel like if we have somebody on the show, it's because we stand behind what they do. It's you know, not just because I believe we're friends. It's just because I think Nick and them will take care of you. You go to you see them at any event, they're going to treat you like family. His dad didn't know me from a hill of beans, and we talked and talked forever. His sister made it.
And if you caught the walk around at the Stampede,
yep,
I was noticed by Nick's sister, and she said she likes me better. Just saying.
Wait. Oh, Nick's gotta go.
Just saying.
Come check us out. We have a cool tent side display if you want to measure yourself up against a Sasquatch. So
yes, you need to.
I didn't measure up very well.
Yeah. I did.
Yeah, that was fun. We got a lot of people messing around with that, so we like that.
That's awesome.
No, that is awesome. So I know we'll see Nick this spring. If not, well, I'm sure we'll have you back on before that because I'm sure you're going to have something before Supercell.
Something cool.
That's what we're hoping for.
Well, guys, go over to Mountains2Metal, check them out. Nick, you know there's no easy way to do this. There's just no way to do it. Have a good night, buddy.
See you, Nick.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Bye.
That was Nick with Mountains2Metal. And if you guys, once again, like Luke or Nick, I know it sounds egotistical and I don't mean it that way, but like I don't allow. There's been one. I think
it would sound less egotistical than if you didn't talk about it.
No, but there's one channel that I never wanted on here, and I paid for that. But past that, if we have people on here, because we, you know, whether it be like, you know, our buddy
2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. I'm just kidding.
Dwayne and them with Driven Outdoors or Johnny's Car Care. Like these are people like we just like them, and they're good people and like vendors like Nick and them. So go check them out. Obviously, we're gonna use their discount code, so you can believe that those skid plates are on there. What are you doing?
Yes, Justin, you do need that mug. Yes.
Who bought that for you?
I have an Amazon link for you if you would like it.
Who bought
my
that
husband bought it for me.
Okay.
Do we get to do Marital Nation real quick?
Oh, do we need Marital Nation?
Can I do it real quick?
God, dang it, man. Well, go ahead.
So it's not quite Marital Nation yet, but I'll get there.
Okay.
I'll get to Marital Nation in a second.
Oh, you went all the time. I see.
I haven't gotten to say hello to everyone.
Okay.
Good news, I'm sure. It won't take me long. So the nerds out there will appreciate said mug and said shirt today.
I bought her both of those, by the way.
He did buy me both of them because I am a nerd when it comes to like spreadsheets and stuff, and I think they're super cool. And I literally spent like an hour and a half trying to get a pivot to work for me today.
I don't know what a pivot
I know
is.
you don't. That's why I'm talking to my nerdy friends out there that know what spreadsheets.
Look. We all knew it was coming. We all knew it was coming.
So, Justin, you would probably appreciate this if you need that mug. Unless you were talking about the freaking a different kind of sheets. Like this is spreadsheets.
That's Adult Nation. That's not us.
Yeah. So anyway, there's no excitement like spending like an hour and a half on something in a spreadsheet and then you get it and you're like, yes, hallelujah. Like it makes you so happy. It's not even funny. Like I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry. See, Justin gets it. Justin says, I know my way around a pivot table. Yeah. Like legit. It took me an hour and a half. Thank you, Chat GPT, for helping me through it. Anyway, so there's that. So now on to Marital Nation.
I'm just bragging about American companies and using American products and stuff, and then you're instantly going Chat GPT.
I had to use it because Google wouldn't help me.
Oh, now blame Google.
No, Google doesn't work the same as Chat GPT. You can literally ask Chat GPT.
What can we ask it?
I can totally ask it and say, hey, I need an Excel formula for the calculation of employees in column 1. I also need to return their email, but I don't want them to provide me this information unless it says complete in column F.
Viewers here.
I'm just telling you.
Spreadsheet lady.
I'm just telling you.
All right.
And that all doesn't make sense to you. So
not at all.
Nerdy ways, nerdy friends. I'm excited.
What was the Marital Nation part?
So Marital Nation. So Monday we were both home because he got rained out and I actually had to work a job.
Friday.
No, Monday you were rained out.
Today's Monday.
Shit, Friday.
I was like, okay.
So Friday he was rained out, so he was home, and I normally am working from home. And we both happened to get up and go to the bathroom at the same time. I went to the bathroom across the I should have known. I go to the bathroom across the house in our bedroom because it's just normal. And I go and he's going at the same time and he goes, ma'am, you have an executive bathroom on the other side of the house, which I share with our daughter. So it's not really that executive. So we need to upgrade the executive bathroom if that's my executive bathroom.
You and your daughter have to talk about that one. I'm out of that one.
So anyway,
there's all kinds of weird products and stuff. I don't go it like my 25-year-old son from a previous marriage. But Kelly basically raised him like he's a dude. He does dude things. I relate to dude things. I know the dude soaps or whatever. Like, so I'd go in that bathroom. My daughter, who's now 13, going on 25. I don't relate to any of these products, whatever's in there. She just took her to, where did you go?
Ulta,
which is, I guess, is some
beauty supply store,
which my wallet felt from that, but I do not relate to going. I don't want to go in that. It scares me. My daughter said, I seen something in the bathroom the other day. I think I embarrassed her because I was like, when did that happen?
Shaving cream.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? What happened to my little kid?
So funny thing is, he talks about how he doesn't understand it. I'm the lowest maintenance wife like ever. Like you get me and this calls for a spreadsheet and I'm super excited. You get me a Freak in the Sheets coffee mug. Oh my gosh, you're the best husband ever. I am not one of those that if you get me like an appliance I've been wanting, like a carpet cleaner at Christmas, then I'm going to be mad at you. But my mom,
didn't I buy something?
No, you bought me a Leatherman and I was so excited about it.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, I can't believe you bought you a Leatherman for Christmas. And I was like, I loved it. Like that's like, I'm easygoing, cool, calm, cool, collected. But then this girl is like, can't leave the house without mascara on and touching up her makeup. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it either. So So he talks about not understanding it. I also do not understand it, but
I just seen donkey shows. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. All right, let's get to some news.
Anyway, so that's it.
Let's get to some news here.
And that has been your marital nation.
Thank you, Kelly. I'm so, this is where I was like, please, I hope Kelly gets here so we can have
marital nation.
This long discussion about spreadsheets.
I could have stayed downstairs.
You could have. That is true. You could have.
Did you want me to?
I did not say that at all.
Good answer.
All right. So I brought a video. Pause this because I just want this image up. And this weekend, Friday, I think I brought this new story out, was Ford Ranger. So talking to my inside sources over there, if you were interested in a Ranger in general, they're starting to get a little pissy. Now, Kelly, Bronco took us over a year to get, right?
Yep.
Well over a year, probably a year and 6 months, a year and 5 months maybe, to get
from order date.
Obviously, there was a pandemic going. There was some reasons things took a little bit longer. But so the Ford Ranger, we did the press tour in March, I believe it was. May, you could order them. We put in our order for a Ranger Raptor with who?
With a Ranger Raptor? Brighton Ford in Michigan.
That's right, Brighton Ford.
Sorry, my espresso martini's kicking in again this week.
Well, with Allie over there at Brighton Ford, they were kind enough to give us their allocation at MSRP, by the way. So
yes,
that and that's not just because of us. That's just how they do business. So if you're ever interested in ordering a vehicle that you have to order, talk to Allie over there with Brighton Ford. Even though she's not here, I would tell you this once again. I'd tell you this either way, because they've treated us very nicely. We didn't get any special treatment on our Mustang. Trust me. My wallet felt that.
I was gonna say, don't say trust me like it's bad.
But news came out, or I guess I broke news that the Ranger was supposed to go in production late summer, which means September for Ford. Obviously, we had a strike in the middle of this, and in between that, they're ramping up. What most people don't realize, most people think when they go to start building these, they just start building them.
Yeah.
No, they do trials. I know when I worked for Nissan, we had what we called PT1, PT2, and then a final PT2 buildable trials, where you would build maybe 20, and the engineers would go over that car and start figuring out how do they need to adjust the robotics for welding, making sure parts fit properly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go into a 2, which still weren't sellable vehicles. And these vehicles, their early builds are not sellable. I think they call it's like a 1 in 100 that people would notice the mistakes, but they would notice them. And so with Ranger, they started getting into the trials and getting ready for that. And what happened? A strike.
Yeah.
Over a month, I believe. I don't know the exact time frame of the strike. I just know it was a long time. And it's kind of messed up everything. And so there was people that had build dates for September, late September. And they're like, oh, in October, I'm getting my Ranger Raptor. And I just let them think that, and obviously we knew the strike was going to happen no matter what. We knew it was going to happen. And all parties seem to be happy now. So we're good. But Ranger Raptors and Rangers in general, did not get to go through the trial process. So now they're actually going through the trial process. And I'm seeing more and more people going, they're getting mad.
Right.
And they're blaming it on Ford. And I'm like, yeah, kind of Ford's fault, but at the same point, it's also labor's fault of they were negotiating. They're not building anything. Plants are shut down. And so they didn't get this truck through its final trials to actually do a buildable production vehicle. And well, now we're starting to go through those trials and people are starting to get late November. They're like, oh man, we're going to get our truck. Oh, it's late November. And you remember what happened to some December builds, right?
Yep. They got pushed to 2024 or 2022.
They might have got built, but yeah, they didn't ship till when? January, February, right?
Or if they were on dirt / snow / ice / whatever mountain it became.
Yeah. So I want to temper expectations. And I know I do have a Ranger crowd that do watch this show of, hey, get ready for a wait time. And I'm amazed that there's some people that are already mad about. I think Ranger Raptor, especially getting the allocation, is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I felt very lucky that Allie's company wanted to work with us and allow us to use their allocation.
And he's #1 with Allie.
Yes, according to the t-shirt, anyways. But I want people to be like, yes, I understand the Ranger Raptor is going to be. There's a lot of excitement. That's an enthusiast vehicle, you know, much like Bronco. That's an enthusiast vehicle. But guess what's not? The Ranger. That's just a normal pickup truck. And there's people like are getting mad because, well, there's only 3,000 orders on Ranger, you know, of special orders. And you're like, well, yeah, it's not. It's just a truck. These will be on dealers' lots,
right?
And you go pick out what you want, or you can order exactly what you want. But most people, I think, for a normal truck, they're willing to just go to a dealership and buy a truck, right? I mean, if we were looking for a pickup truck, I don't think we would special order one, would we?
Probably not.
Yeah, we just
because we don't. Well, for one, we don't keep vehicles long enough from that perspective. Like, if we were to keep it about 3 years, sure. Or I mean, no, I don't see a reason to special order it. But if it's something we're going to keep for 10 years or something like that, then I would absolutely say, hey, let's special order it. Or like the first vehicle I ever special ordered was our Bronco. Because even my car, like my first car that I bought straight off the lot as a brand new vehicle,
your Cobalt,
I shopped all around from here to Michigan for it.
And had you probably, they didn't promote ordering back then, but you probably could have ordered the vehicle you wanted and got it in the same time frame.
Probably going that route, you know, but
at that time they didn't say you couldn't order what you wanted, but
the only thing that mine didn't have that I would have liked would have been OnStar, but I mean, it had everything else for me. So there's that give and take of like, are you good with what's on the lot, or is there something that you just absolutely have to have that you're not seeing in lot inventory?
Yeah, and definitely Ranger guys, and especially Ranger Raptor guys, be calm, man. And they're blaming Ford. Well, they should have known. And you're like, that's not how this. We don't work on we should have known aspect of this. Like, they have targets. By summer, they knew a strike was probably coming. Guess what? You don't stop all of a sudden work, or you don't speed through the process to get to, so you get your vehicle.
Well, and that does ruin some of your negotiating too, where if you get cocky and say, we're not going to have a strike, guess what? Like, that ruins your whole negotiating factor from that perspective of going on strike and negotiating all those things. Because so Ford's going to continue to operate the business as the business would be without a strike, because you don't set those expectations, because anybody who plays poker, do you automatically say, oh no, I have a crappy hand, but I'm going to go ahead and bet? No, that's not how that works.
Well, I did just watch Rounders, and that did happen a little bit. But she knows, like, for me, I want this truck badly. You know, you saw my face when this is right. They pulled this truck up right when we were get to do our review of this truck. And dude, I was like a kid in a candy store about this truck.
As much as I nerd out on spreadsheets, as much as he nerds out on this truck.
Oh yeah. And so I'm very excited for it. And I cannot wait to get our hands on this truck, especially because I think after year 2, I think by the end of year 2 of this truck, it's $68,000 for a mid-sized truck.
I can see that.
I think they kept the price low for year 1
to get people in,
much like we've seen for Bronco Raptor, and then we get the price we want, which now would be amazing.
Year 2 money,
having money in general would be amazing. Having this vehicle and then having a Bronco Raptor next to it. To take Rebecca and take Rebecca and turn her into a Raptor, so we'd have dual Raptors in the driveway. How baller would that be to have 2 Raptors?
She's not even in the driveway. I can't tell her.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that in a minute. But
how dare you break up with Rebecca?
I didn't break up with. I'm just saying, how wouldn't that? Hey,
you can't get it in the same color.
You told me though, when we went to the Raptor school, what did you tell me? Can I have one of these? Because you're like this. There's only one vehicle that would make me trade Rebecca. Did you not?
I did.
And you said it was for Bronco Raptor. But I just can't afford the $98,000.
See, and that honestly, that's probably why I said it, because it's not. If it came down really to it, I don't know if I could.
Laura with Alcione Ford, if you could get us one in the 70 range, we would think about Rebecca could come to your showroom.
That's not what she's asking.
I know. I don't know what she's asking.
She's still going with Shelter Green on the Raptor.
Well, we have 2 on order. So one is Shelter Green and one is Azure Gray, which you see here, which we both liked in person.
I liked it a lot more in person than I expected to.
Because
same with Shelter Green, honestly.
Area 51 for us was too flat.
Yes.
But this is sort of Area 51.
It was too alien-y.
With a lot of sparkle. There's a lot
yes.
of photos, pictures do not do that color justice, but that's all for another show. We won't go too deep in that. Guys, question, comments, bring them because we got one more thing we want to talk about.
Bronco 78 says, do you think there'll be a price increase of the Ranger before they ever hit the lots?
Not at this time. I think if they can get them out by spring, I mean, they'll be out by spring, but I think spring, it'll be the price it's at. They're going up $1,000.
I think the first rollout they'll get.
Yeah. Every year, a vehicle goes up almost $1,000. So you can expect to at minimum pay $1,000 more next year. By late summer when the 25s, they announce 25 pricing, it'll be $1,000 more. And people bitch about that too. Like that's Ford that does that. No, that's just the industry.
Not. Look at the industry.
Well, and now with the big raises that the UAW was able to secure for their members, they're going to go up probably $2,000 at minimum.
Laura, what color did you go with again? I can't remember what you said. Medic joining late. So you missed Mountains2Metal. You missed Lifestyle Offroad. You missed a little of my nerding out.
Yeah. Yep. She was definitely.
And then you missed a little bit of Marital Nation.
Great thing about this show is
you can watch it again.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, speaking of, people ask about ATN Live.
Yeah.
We put the first clip over there, and I'm having to do clips over there right now because YouTube won't allow us to do anything longer than 15 minutes for a certain amount of time. I think you have to have a certain number of videos up or something, and then they go, "Hey, congratulations." And
they don't want you to go cray-cray.
And then the plan is we will do the live streams here, and then the replays will be over on that channel.
Yeah. So if you make it for the live stream here, great. You'll have made it. Otherwise, if you missed it, then you'll go over to ATN Live to watch the replay on it.
Let's see. Didn't they say in the strike agreement was going to cause prices to go up around $900? Yeah, but that's on top of the $1,000 that already goes up. And I just said a second ago, expect $2,000.
So you can't go wrong with either color, really.
Laura, I did not tell you.
Shelter green and azure gray, they're both great colors. Like if either one of them were to show up, and whichever one showed up first.
And we talked to Allie would like to buy a Ranger Raptor. And I asked her, I said, hey, what colors would you pick? And she didn't pick any of those colors. I was surprised with what color. She white, and I forget what
maybe she's not going to announce that. So shh.
But because she has her theme color, her whatever, Tiffany blue or whatever. Mobile's joining late. What did you miss? There's a lot of deals, Mobile's what you missed.
Yeah, there's a deal for Mountains2Metal, so be sure to watch back on that.
Luke with Lifestyle Offroad has, I forget what his discount code was, but it's on their website.
So go back and check those out. You were drinking on a school night. Oh,
me too.
I'm going to do that quite a bit over the next month because I've got a work dinner and I've got a board member dinner.
I could have just a little. This has been a big port today too.
Oh Lord.
I'm going to sleep. Maker's Mark right now has been my jam.
Really?
So
remember my friend in college loved Makers.
Oh, I remember. Early on was like Gentleman Jack was my jam. Bullet first, then Gentleman Jack, and then I got into Single Barrel Jack, which I still do love. Yeah, right now Maker's my jam.
Oh, somebody told me tonight that they had the best old fashioned they've ever had in their life.
Clearly they have no taste.
At a place in Nashville.
Clearly they have no taste. The best one I ever had was in Telluride,
Colorado. Called Bourbon Steak in Nashville.
I've heard of that place.
It's super expensive, but apparently it's super good.
So was our dinner last week. $200 later, geez.
For 3 people. Yeah, but we went all out.
We did go all out. It was very good.
It was very good.
Wrapping up on Ranger, guys, just have some patience though. You will see them on deal come end of January. I'm saying January, early February, which I know is going to still piss people off. I said it in the video. That I think that's where it's at, guys. Also, too, I dropped a video on the Bronco Sport. Now I know they're within the Bronco community, it kind of gets showed on a little bit because it's not a real Bronco. What's on the front of it, Kelly? What does it say?
Bronco.
It does. So therefore it's a Bronco. I got a good video coming up. I got some good info. She knows about it.
Yep.
I can't talk about it just yet. That
Mobile said so June.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can't talk about it yet.
Bronco Sport news coming up probably the end of the week. I think is when I can start talking about it. It's big. It's for that brand, for the Bronco Sport.
It's huge.
It's tall.
It's huge.
Huge.
But
anyway, so expect a video on that. So bring your questions, comments. Me and Kelly are just now. It's Drinking Nation, I guess, is it?
No. So we got to talk about what's not in our driveway.
Oh, that is right. So we took the.
We didn't take it.
Well, so this is a cool feature that I know not all Ford dealers have. I'm sure because Laura's is a smaller dealership. I don't know if they offer this or not, but Ford has been.
Or they may have offered it a long time before that, being a small town dealership too.
Ford has been offering mobile service, so we've had 2 mobile oil changes.
Yep, entire rotation.
Right, which I didn't ask for the tire. I was a little upset they rotated the tires, to be honest, because we get our tires done through Discount Tires, part of that, and they will actually rotate
the 5th one in, and you don't have to beg for it,
which is a whole nother. We had, oh my God, we put 2 new tires on that truck.
Yes, we have. We had to put one on it after we got back from Indiana,
and then late summer
because it had a bolt in it.
Yep.
And then
early in summer I put a new one on it for. I had a something
bolt in it.
Yeah, something.
I swear it don't drive anywhere crazy. Must be you.
Probably is me. But yeah, so we have 2 new BF grid razors on that KM3s. But so it's pretty interesting that Ford is now starting to offer, because of COVID kind of kicked this in with mobile service, which I like.
Sorry, I'll be back.
And they started showing up to the house to do like basic services, stuff that they can do. I know Ford has. Allie said that they got the option of, or maybe didn't get the option. We got like a transit van or something else that they do the mobile service on. So we had some recalls for the Bronco. There was a seatbelt recall that they did, and then they found out that the actual latch was backwards on the seatbelt. They're like, I don't know how that happens, but they put the wrong latch on the seatbelt, so they have to replace the whole seatbelt. Which the mobile service that was doing the recall for the seatbelt, the goofy, we got to make it a little taller or whatever they did, caught that, and that was pretty badass that they caught that. I like that they cared enough, I guess, to catch that. But then when we bought the vehicle, the light for the lock on and off switch never worked on the driver's side, and we noticed it from day one. But it was one of those things like eventually we'll get to it. So they called us about, hey, there's a recall, or there's an update to, I think it was the windshield wipers or something. There was something they had to replace a small part on. And so we were like, hey, here's a list of stuff. And they're like, hey, we will come pick the vehicle up for you, which I thought was very, very nice that they, no charge. They came and picked the vehicle up. We gave them a list of, hey, we have the crack in the horn / airbag. We got that typical crack that everybody seems to get. So Kelly made a list of that. The light for the locks, we made a switch for that. What was the recall that they actually came to pick it up for? Do you remember? Something about they had to update a switch or something. There was something they had to do for windshield wipers, maybe.
When? Today?
Yeah.
I have no idea. They called you.
I know. But so we made a list, and part of that was the back glass for the soft top. That was the reason for last week's show. We were talking about replacing the soft top because it was broke.
Yeah.
And I found out today that they're actually going to warranty that and give us a whole new back section there, which is nice. Now, hopefully it lasts longer than the previous one did. But yeah, I was surprised, and I was happy that the mobile service came to pick the vehicle up. Where you dealt with them, how did that go?
They were super nice. The guy took a picture of my list of grievances because he only had a couple of things on his list. Girl was super nice with him. The guy actually said, I mean, we'll take your Mustang too if you want us to. And I said, that'll be for another trip because we do have a few things that we need to get taken care of.
That other dealership, by the way, that I was bitching about a couple weeks ago, is yet to call me still. They're going to get an angry
and
phone
they have
call.
a part
They're
waiting for us.
They're going to get
apparently.
angry phone call tomorrow.
Oh, Lord. But anyway, so they were super nice when they came and everything. Took the truck. He said that because one of our issues is that the radio freezes and it shuts down sometimes, goes to a black screen, restore. And he said, well, we're like 3 to 5 days out from getting that taken care of. And I said, well, can you just take and do all the stuff that you need to do, and then we'll take the Bronco back, and then we'll bring it back in 3 to 5 days whenever our queue
basically,
is.
can you get us in the line?
Right. Can you just put us in the queue? And he's like, I don't know. I'll have to check. We'll have to check.
Which I didn't ask about that, by the way. I didn't think about that.
So anyway, they take it. Everything's great. And then Dave gets the call back. So tag it.
And like I said, they said, hey, we're going to warranty out that top, which I know a lot of people, there was a bulletin that where they could fix it. They put a rivet in there somehow to hold it together, which I thought was like
shoddy.
They were just trying, because of parts availability. I know what they were doing, just trying to fix the thing for the customer. But yeah, that wasn't going to fly with me. But it was kind of interesting though, that last week, we're talking about, hey, we need a soft top. Here's why, because this is broke. And this week that they don't trust me. Ford of Murfreesboro does not watch this show.
No,
they only watch the one that we bitched about them.
Yeah. And then asked us to take it down.
Yeah. And but no, I was very surprised about that. He said they were going to have to order the switch for the lighting issue because they weren't expecting. They didn't get it ordered
in the door.
In time. Yeah. But I have to say, Ford of Murfreesboro, as much as yes, I did buy locally, by the way, Paul, for the Bronco, which was only because they forced us to. Basically, when we ordered it, they just said, "Here's your dealer." But they've their service department has treated us very nicely.
Yeah.
The time that, remember, it was leaking, the seal for the pinion seal was leaking.
They took good care of us there.
Good care of us. So
I will say, he called me because I was on our way to pick up Sydney from school. He called me and he was like, well, what did you say? They said they didn't have the list. And I was like, and I start to go off, and he's like, pause a minute. Let me finish, and then you can gripe about it.
Yeah, Mama Bear was itching to fight.
I was itching to fight because literally the guy was like, because I started giving him this whole list, and he's like, you know what? Let me take a picture of that so I can tell them. And so to me, I'm like, great. You've got a list. We've taken care of everything. And I'm a say what you mean and mean what you say kind of person. So like, I expect if you say you're going to do something, that you're going to do it. So the fact that he's calling me and telling me they didn't know, I was like, here we go again. So he said that they did not have the list, but they were working on it. So we shall see.
And currently has 25,742 miles. And I love the app that it shows. It'll take it a second. Shows where it's at.
But that's not where it's. Oh, it is at work, or it is at the Ford dealership. That's right.
Ford dealership. So, yeah, I have to say I like that they're on top of that. And this right here, the app, brings me to the last thing we'll kind of bitch about. And if you guys please bring questions if you have any questions this week. What you saw this week in one of the ladies groups, because you and Allie seem to they're the bane of your existence. They seem to be entertaining for you both
sometimes,
but they're also the bane of your existence. That people were bitching about. Remember what you talked about the other day?
Yeah. So the other day, somebody was on there complaining that their friends.
And we're not making fun of people here, by the way. Some people just don't know.
No. I did tell him, I was like, this is just crazy to me that the amount of people that don't have this knowledge about their vehicle.
And what did I tell you about the problem? Why?
You did say that the dealership's job was to make it through with all of that, and some of them just have crappy dealers. And that's not saying all dealers are crappy. That is not at all what we're saying.
And our dealership, when we bought our Bronco, barely got our phones connected to it.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
And not that they couldn't, but they just were like, let's get the customer.
Did the minimal and got us out. But There's several good dealers out there, and we've talked to you all about them. You've got Allie at Brighton Ford,
Alcione Ford,
Laura at Alcione Ford. You've got Mitchell Watts in Alabama. You've got
we can have 6. We can get 6'5"
Tim Bartz in Kansas. Like, you've got several great dealers out there, so please don't lump them all into one. But with that being said, I saw this post and I was like, this is the bane of my existence, that this knowledge is not there. Like, it just drives me batshit crazy sometimes. Right. So lady posted.
Oh, and by the way, I did name the Mustang.
I didn't agree to it, by the way. Just saying. Yeah, Laura, I don't know why they didn't have the list, because the guy literally took a picture of it from my phone. Legit. I had it in Google Tasks and it was sitting right there. He took a picture of it. So yeah, whatever. Anyway, so the bane of my existence is one of the ladies groups I'm in. Lady posted her friend's Bronco was stolen from the driveway. And they all were like talking about, like, I can't believe that happened. You need these RFID pouches to put your keys in so nobody can pick up the RFID whatever it's called. And somebody was like, well, can't they just locate it on the Ford Pass app? And then I said, or somebody goes, well, I didn't know you could do that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I can't like, and I told Dave, I was like, how do they not know that they can use that in their Ford Pass app? And that's when he reminded me that not all dealers are created equal and not everybody has done the research. So
some people just realize that there's a Bronco.
Yeah.
Even today.
Yeah.
So it's hard for you to bite your tongue on that, though. Right?
It is hard. I do not go down the rabbit hole. Now, this one in his younger days would have absolutely gone down that rabbit hole, called people pretty words and all this other stuff. No, I just keep on scrolling. That's my PSA for the day.
It's true. So
I use Google and the search option in the groups.
I'm amazed at people that do not. That's one thing, I guess, social media in general. But I'm amazed. Like, I see it in the Bronco Facebook groups of like, show me this. Show me a hot pepper red Bronco on 35s. And you're like, just freaking Google it. Like, yeah, it's not difficult, and you'll get a lot of options, maybe more that, like, cool, I can learn from that. And
yeah,
no, they're like, spoon feed me, please.
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I just don't get it, because honestly, I can get my answers so much quicker just going to Google than I can asking somebody a question in a group and waiting for their answer.
Yeah.
Now, if it's like opinions on things, those are like, because I actually went into one of my groups and I asked if anybody knew where I could buy a certain thing that was legit, or, that they've bought from so that they can trust. That's something different. It's not Googling.
Well, unfortunately, we have we probably have 5 good dealers around us that we could choose from, but no, it's not. So basically, the Mustang guys, we'll end on this, because you guys have asked for a long time and we've kind of dodged this question, because honestly, possession of the car has been kind of up in the air. So I say it a lot. I ordered me a Bronco, and I lost it before it ever got here. I really did. I lost it before. You've always been our SUV driver, and I've I lost it, and we have a lot of fun with it. Obviously, I drive the thing, but I kid that it's Kelly's really now. I mean, we really share vehicles, but the Mustang was bought for Kelly. She always wanted a Mustang, and yeah, it's I'm working on it. Okay, can I talk now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but the car sort of turned into my car. So when it came time to, we always name our vehicles. When it came time to name the vehicle, you guys remember, there's in the if you're on YouTube, there is the little avatars you can choose from down there that show you're really throwing me off here.
Just keep doing your thing. I'll do mine.
That show that there was what is it, Boss Bitch?
Yes.
Or who?
Rebecca.
And Rebecca is from what?
Ted Lasso.
All right. So we always name our vehicles. I don't know how we started this. I guess because I've done that in the past. But so when it came time to name the Mustang, since it's basically my car, this one doesn't get a say really in the name of it. She lost that.
I didn't know that was part of the negotiating. I'm just going to put it out there.
Much like the UAW, you shoot high and settle in the middle. And when you settled for me in life.
Somebody did ask you the other day how you married up. I think it was Andy.
Yeah.
Andy Acker.
He did. I love Andy. But so the car is going to be known as Jackie Daytona. I think it's fitting. It's just a regular human GT for Mustang. It's fast. It's interesting, much like my man Laszlo there.
You should get a shirt made that says Jackie Daytona on it with the picture and like the Mustang in the background somewhere, and then it should say regular Mustang GT performance or something.
All right, I like it.
Sorry.
But yes, so the car it has been. I know Daytona is a Dodge brand, but we always name our vehicles after TV shows we're watching, and I could watch What We Do in the Shadows. I wear her out on it. It's
true. I enjoy the show, but the amount that he watches it, it's hard to enjoy the show.
Because even though I've probably watched it all the way through, probably 5 or 6 times, there's always new jokes I find in it. Like the little things that you didn't catch, you're like, oh shit, this is like 4 levels deep of jokes.
Which is funny because his adult nephew is the one that turned him on.
Because of Jackie Daytona episode. Because he was like, dude, this episode where he's like, this dude puts a toothpick in his mouth and suddenly people don't recognize it. It just
spoiler alert.
We were talking about the Naked Gun last night.
Naked Gun.
And that's my humor. Like Airplane, those movies. I grew up on that. Spaceballs. Those were it's just dumb. It's dumb for the sake of just being silly. It's not murder mystery, so you wouldn't understand that. But I did get her through an Albert Brooks documentary last night, and I have to say, final words. It's a really good on HBO Max. It's a really good documentary on Albert Brooks. Kelly probably
it was entertained.
Never would have watched
I never would have watched it had he not put it on, and I had nothing else to watch.
Albert Brooks is one of my favorite actors of all time. I
underrated for sure.
Oh, for 100%. But yeah. So the car is Jackie Daytona. She doesn't have a say in it. I need to get Luke to send me a little sticker so I can put in the dash that says Jackie Daytona.
You can't leave my Mustang stock, can you?
Your Mustang?
Mm-hmm. I said it.
Can't leave my Ford Bronco alone? Oh, man.
Mobile says, I asked you for a 3rd vasectomy.
I've already had
He's
one.
only had one.
I don't think I need any more.
Alchoni Ford. She called you out.
Sorry. You couldn't even get that far.
You kiss my butt.
It's a family show, damn it.
Not really sure when it was a family show, ever.
But anyways, go watch What We Do in the Shadows. You'll get that. You'll get that. It's season 2, I think. No, it's season 1, I think. For
it can probably tell you if you click on that /film right there. Top row. Over one more. Down.
They don't care.
Anyway.
Alcione.
Justin Zimmerman says, I'm afraid of what's going to happen when the Ranger comes fist fight.
No, she knows the Ranger's not hers. It's not hers.
He says, I'm not going to drive it, but you just watch.
The keys, she's not getting the second key.
You can kiss my ass because I will not sign on the dotted line with you.
You will have to ask for that second key.
Wow. You want to go into Marital Nation right now?
Let's go. Because that is my truck. I've wanted that thing for 2 years now since I seen Australia get one. You couldn't have even told what a Ranger Raptor was.
Doesn't matter. You are not pulling this bullshit of like, I'm keeping my wife in line and she can't have her second key or she can't have the second
keep
key.
You in line.
That's what you just implied when you said she's not even getting a key.
You got a Bronco you stole.
You have a key to my Bronco.
Y'all remember when this used to be just the Dave show?
Yeah, and remember when you had to bring me in?
I didn't have to. I wanted to.
Oh, when people kept saying we want to see more Kelly. Mm-hmm.
And you were like, no, I don't want to be on this show.
And here I am.
Yeah.
Don't you pull that bullshit if I can't have a key?
60% regret right now. Regrets.
Well, I have a 70% regrets.
Wow.
So do the math there.
Wow. Suddenly it's just the Dave show again. Nope.
Bronco 78. Nope, she's getting the first key. True story. True story.
She did for the Mustang, got to choose which key. And remember,
I did
switch it around.
And I don't know which one we landed on because
who knows? But you got to choose your key first.
Yeah. Yeah, Mobile says Marital Nation. Have it out.
No regrets.
Yeah, Laura, I can only afford one though.
What?
She said, don't you have two on order?
Well, yeah, I mean,
and technically, no, we don't have two on order.
Well, we do, but we don't.
That's what I'm saying.
They only have one allocation.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So we don't.
Because of that goofy
sales
retail order versus
yeah.
They just went ahead and did two to try to get us an early one.
Laura says, hey, no fighting. There are two on order, children.
No, we're not.
No.
She's not a mid-sized truck girl.
No, I'm not.
I love mid-sized trucks. And even though this feels more like a
I don't mind driving them occasionally. Like, I don't like.
Whoa. You stole my Nissan Frontier.
I did not steal your Frontier.
It sat at our house. And remember, it was my truck, my off-road truck. Sat at the house. You had your Xterra. What happened? Your Xterra needed something charging system.
See, it needed something.
No, wait. We fixed it. And suddenly the truck, she started sending me pictures of the truck up on snowbanks. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
We had snow and I had to go to work.
You had a 4-wheel drive SUV. They could have done that. It wasn't the newest thing is what it was.
I did sell my Beamer. Sold my Beamer and my Xterra for the Bronco.
Mobile. Bro, come on, bro code here.
Mobile says, where's Kelly's TRX?
That's on Kelly. that's if you can
wait, I got a new job, but it does not pay TRX money.
Hummer reservation?
No, there was a Ram reservation.
Well, we still have that.
And there was a Chevy,
the Silverado EV.
The Silverado EV reservation.
Because to this day they've never updated me on anything. So about 5 months ago, we got a refund on that.
Yep.
Which I then turned that into when Ram. I'm very interested in the Ram, 600 miles plus of range.
That's crazy.
Now it has a generator. It's a motor, but they're calling it a generator.
Yeah.
But still, like to give you another extra couple hundred miles of range, that's interesting to me.
We shall see.
Silverado grows. I do like the Silverado EV. It looks different, but not Tesla different. And my buddy Tim Esterthal, who was just shitting on the Tesla Cybertruck on a show, that truck is not made for the normal truck buying audience. So no. I don't want one, but I don't crap on people that find it interesting.
Justin Zimmerman said, in theory, I have a Cybertruck reservation.
Well, in theory, a lot of people do. But it trips me. Like truck guys want to shit on that. It's like if you released a parakeet into our open air here, all the other birds would kill it because it's different, and that's how human or animal nature is.
Human.
Just a human.
Normal. You're not just a normal human, bartender.
But that's how the truck people are with the Cybertruck. I mean, I don't care. I don't want that truck. I think when it comes out, I'll be interested to see one. It would be nice to drive it, but I don't want to own it. And hey, you leave my can of Spam back there alone. I saw that. But I don't hate people because like Tesla people. I don't hate people because they love Tesla. Now what?
Oh, I don't know what I did.
No, right now we only have the Raptor and Ram 1500 reservation. The Ram, who knows when we're going to see that. And who knows if I follow through with that, because much like Chevrolet with the Silverado, that was supposed to have been here last year. So I did the reservation in 22. I can't remember when in 22. I had the dealership calling me going, look, they're not telling us anything. And so finally, you thought Bronco was bad about
communication.
They didn't tell you anything. And so I just finally got pissed off about it. And then when the Hummer, you could tell when the Hummer, they've still only sold like 2,000 Hummers. How they call that a production vehicle, I have no idea. So when I saw what Chevrolet couldn't even get those out, I was like, they're never going to get these out. So I just canceled it.
So mobile, my posture is very aggressive. It's actually not right now. My back and my hip hurt. So I'm lucky to be sitting here right now. But I do kind of look aggressive, don't I? He does deserve it. You've all seen this tonight.
You've seen the bruises. Report us. Cops, please.
What bruises?
Yeah.
The ones you got?
Exactly what the person that would beat somebody would say.
Wow.
What bruises?
Wow.
And
Honest tells me to hit you with a can of Spam. And I'm the one that's in trouble.
I really feel like they missed the mark when they should have called it
terrible.
The Avalanche or something.
It's ugly.
Yeah, it's not ugly.
It is ugly.
It's not a normal truck.
It's ugly.
Wrong one. Let's see. Who's driving the Ranger Raptor home? I take dibs on Kelly gets the driver's seat. No.
I better get some of the driver's seat.
Well, you did with the Mustang. You got to leave.
And I did with the Bronco too.
So the Mustang, we did the video of you leaving with it. And then what happened? You're like, you just drive.
We did the video and then we turned back around and you said, I have to leave or I have to drive out of here because I need to peel out and you're not going to.
It's true.
So
I didn't get to peel out though. You know what? Because I didn't know the vehicle. Had I put it in track mode at that time?
See, the truth comes out, people. He makes me sound like this terrible person that says, no, I don't want to drive. It's all you. I don't know. Some days.
But no, the honestly, the Ranger Raptor is mine. Now she will drive it. I do poke at that. She will drive it. She drives whatever's in the driveway. But that's my truck. That's my truck.
You all heard it here. Proof.
And we will sell the Bronco for it.
The fuck we will. See how quick that happened? No, sir.
I see that.
No, sir.
Let's see. You see the Wrangler or Gladiator getting a Hurricane engine? I do. I think the Hurricane is a beast. It is a little beast. So I think what you're going to see is definitely the probably another year. I think let's get the truck out. You know, they've been slow. Why? I don't know why they've been slow to roll that engine out, but they have. So Grand Wagoneer got it. I think Wagoneer has it as well. We loved it in the Grand Wagoneer. That little thing would rip for that heavy of a vehicle. That thing would rip. And let me
we were just talking about the Wagoneer tonight.
I know. Let's see.
No, you don't know. I was talking about it at my board meeting.
I want to see because I have
this hip can't take much more, just so you know.
Yep.
Anna says you better stop for lunch.
You know we're going
or dinner on the way home.
So I want to pull this video up. Because this sounded good.
Well, let's start. It says start.
All right, so I want to bring this video up. I think it's a good engine. I like a straight six engine anyway, so it's not like oh no to me. So let's see. Make sure my speakers on so we can actually hear what's.
I might smile it. Be smiling a little bit there.
With well, it is 109. No, this was 115. It's an expensive vehicle.
It was 109.
Push that button.
Push that button.
Somewhere in here.
It's still gonna have a little bit of grumble to it. You can hear it. And that's the startup. Kelly, can you give me a little revs?
Now doesn't sound great there.
Not there.
So there you can see, it's nothing like crazy, but they don't want this thing to sound crazy.
You can hear just a little burr. That may or may not have been me driving.
All right, this thing is all right. So yeah, that was just in the big expensive beast. I think in the trucks, it's going to be amazing. And I think when they get it, I think like 392 is dead next year. I guarantee it's dead next year.
It was a last hurrah.
They've killed it in everything else. The V8s. Why would they leave it in the Jeep? So if you want a 392, I would order it right now because you're not going to see it after next year. And they will get that in there. Definitely. I think in the Gladiator, it would benefit greatly. The Gladiator always, remember, it just never felt like it had enough power. It didn't feel underpowered, but it just never felt like confident power if you needed to pull out and go, like it was going to get up and go. So
yeah, the Raptor is coming from Brighton Ford. Yes.
Yep. The next Ford though we order will probably be from Alcione Ford, but it will be why I did tell Laura asked Chione, too much alcohol, but she asked about
not enough here.
ordering a vehicle, and I was like, next vehicle is probably a Toyota. So
yeah, but our next Ford.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. I want to spread the love a little bit.
Yeah.
And Laura's good people. Plus, I just want to see this. It's such a tiny little dealership. I just want to kind of go see it.
She wanted us to come for the 55th, but we couldn't.
I totally would have.
There was something we couldn't.
And maybe this winter we come up and see you.
Yeah.
We need content. Marital Nation's gonna trust me. I need content.
Anna says, "You guys crack me up." Kelly, take him to bed. Stay safe.
Take me to bed or lose me forever.
I'm not going to lose you forever. I mean,
great balls of fire.
Unless you want to be lost forever.
No. Good answer. Not this week.
See? I got him for one more week.
A week at a time we get each other. Depending on how the live stream goes that week, is it how we determine it now?
Well, had I known, I'd have just gone to bed.
Damn. Damn. So
whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive, I don't know, man. Does it really matter what you drive?
Well, as long as you're talking Fords and their products and all their ones. You know what? We're out.
Hillbilly.
See ya.
Peace, everybody. Love y'all. See y'all next week.